Hello guys, welcome to Genesis Vocals, and this is, we've been talking about it 3 months in the making, honestly. It's been too long. Hassan.
Nice to meet you again.
Nice to see you again after
nice.
hard rock, after everything.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a very long time. You've come back from holiday, you're fresh, you're ready.
Yeah, beauty and fresh. We're back.
There we are. Well, we're going to start off straight away. Hassan, please tell the audience, what do you do? What is your enterprise?
Yes, so my business is SastaStudios, which means happy in Irish. Also works as a double entendre because it means affordable in Urdu, so I'm Irish Pakistani as well. It is a web design agency. We specialize in custom websites for purpose-driven organizations. So when it comes to purpose-driven organizations, it is an umbrella term that's been coined by myself, which is what I allowed myself to work with specific people.
Right.
People that had a mission and they wanted to change something, or they wanted to become the market or the market leaders within whatever industry that they're working. So it's more like the type of person that I'm working with than the type of business. That's why purpose-driven organization comes to, you know, I've worked with an Ethiopian vegan food business, the Royal Society of Chemistry. I've worked with a charity organization, worked with Nature's Nectar Zambia, which is they're producing honey in a sustainable way in Zambia. So it's quite a wide range of people, but it's like they have a very common goal or objective that they're trying to achieve, and that's just what I enjoy.
They sound like they have very strong ethics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what's most important for me, and that's why I wanted to go down that route of working with people that have those types of businesses, because with that as well, you need to be able to tell a story. When you have a website, it's web design and branding. So what's most important is having a unique custom website that is tailored to your business, so that when someone goes onto your website, it doesn't just look like every other AI website that is out there.
Yes, because they are popping out.
Exactly. And I think it's totally fine if you are at the start of a business and you need a website quick and you just need something up and running. If you're doing that, totally understand it. Get it up and running, and then you can at least get started, right? But I think if you wanted to retain top clients within your industry, you need to have something that is more tailored to what you provide, and to the colors that you have on it, to the experience that you have on the website. That is how you can retain the top talent or top clients and have investors be interested in your business over someone else's, or at least remember your business over someone else's. Because with AI, you look like the same. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That segues perfectly into my next question, which is, I know a lot of people, when they do their businesses, a lot of people in the audience, when they have new clients, they would like to have like a 30-minute briefing before, or some sort of meeting to kind of understand their criteria. For you, how important do you find that it is to have that hour, have that 30 minutes, have that profile of your clientele before you get to work, before you offer any services?
Oh, absolutely essential. Absolutely essential. And that's kind of it can be almost an obstacle in a way, because sometimes somebody asks you, oh, how much for a website? And it's like, I can't tell you. I can only tell you after we have a conversation, I find out what you're looking for. Because, you know, it could be, if you just wanted someone to just be able to put in their name and email and that's it, that's the main purpose of the website, then that's very quick and easy. But if you have other functions that you want across the website, or you have a specific problem within your business that you need to be solved, and you feel that your website can do that for you, then that's obviously extra work. Or if you have 1 to 5 pages or 5 to 10 pages, that's also different. Do you know what I mean? It just depends on what you require for your business. So that discovery call is absolutely essential. You can only have, I can only provide a range. And then if they're happy within that range, then they might come back. But if I have that conversation and then understand what they need, then I can tell them exactly. And that's when it's a lot easier to actually know how much I'm charging for a business, and then they can know how much that they would need. Maybe they don't have to go with me, but they would know themselves then, okay, this is how much I would actually need to be able to put myself
at least have a price range in there.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Okay, well, when it comes to those customers which either for whatever reason you can't tailor the website that they exactly want, or it's you believe that product isn't necessarily what they're looking for, how best is it to tell a client no? Or how best is it to kind of pivot them in a way where they can get the most utility out of your service, so you still maintain that good relationship? Because while maybe you didn't provide that website, they'll be like, whoa, this guy's got a lot of insight in X, Y, and Z. How do you tailor that kind of difficult conversation?
Yeah, I think a small subject that would touch on that would be social media management. I get that quite a lot with most people that are individuals that are just starting a business. They're talking about how they need to get a website up and running and also provide social media management. That social media management isn't something that I necessarily do myself. So when it does come to those points, I say that I can provide them with the website that can be linked to the social media and have it displayed on the website and whatnot, but I can pass them on to someone else that I know that can do that for them. Because I would rather them go to somebody that is an actual expert in that than me trying to give myself extra work where I know that I want to specialize in web design and branding, not so much on social media management. So I would prefer them to go to someone that maybe I know or someone that I think I know would actually do a good job for what they're looking for. Do you know what I mean? I think it's much better because then they're going to get the best outcome as well. And then if that social media is running up and running perfectly, and then I have the website up and running nicely as well, it's a good collaboration then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's perfect. It's having that network, that kind of spider web.
Yeah, exactly.
You always can flag up where people need to do. And that's what true success looks like, guys, because true success, you don't know everything. You know, people that are at the top of the game, they're very good at, there'll be one thing, but they will know 70,000 people that do 70,000 different things and help them to then bring that one thing to those other brands. You know, that's absolutely
100%.
amazing that you provide that kind of network as well.
Yeah, 100%.
Clients, you know what I mean?
100%. It's important to be able to understand that you have strengths and you have your own weaknesses. And if you are weak in a specific area, as a business owner, you can't do everything. Everyone knows that you can't do everything. And I think everyone's guilty of trying to do everything. And I've done 2 years of trying to do everything. So after that point now, I've come to a point where I know that it's not worth my time to focus on one specific area that I know I can just pass to someone else, and maybe you might get a referral fee then, or they might have another person that they speak to, and they say, oh yeah, this guy needs a website that I spoke to. Can you? Do you know what I mean? It's like
exactly,
you're helping each other get up. That's all that matters.
And it still actually increases the quality of the product that you're giving, because those segments that you aren't specialized in, you're still giving a specialist.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're still going to get what they want to a very high degree and be happy with both parties at the same time.
And also someone could be at that same level as you where they're still trying to fully figure out what they're trying to do with their business, but you know that they do provide a specific service. So if you, again, help lift them up, they can help lift you up, and then that's just like it's just a better, I don't know what the word is, everyone is in harmony then. You know, there's business flowing between everyone. And then you can focus on your own thing, and then you can become better at what you do. And then you know exactly what you can sell as your services. And you can even offer that as an external package. Like, oh yeah, here's my web design package. We also offer social media management because I know my boy does it for, let's say, £300 or whatever it is, or £100 a month.
Exactly.
So it's like it's a part of your offering, but it's outsourced. So
exactly.
It's the same thing.
No, I was speaking to someone at the Black Business Expo. This will be 2-3 weeks ago now, and it was a fact that what you want to do when you're starting out your business and when you're going to networking events and when you're meeting people and getting to know and getting services is that instead of always reaching out and bridging out to those people that are way above you, which is completely fine, you can do that, but instead of always doing that, do focus on those people that are on a similar level, similar bandwidth to you, because if, let's say, 8 of you, if all 8 of you move up at the same time, then that's 8 less people that you need to worry about, that where do I need to find this, where do I need to find that, where do I need to find that, because you're growing, you're going to find the same obstacles, you're going to find the same advantages, you're going to find different advantages, you're going to find different obstacles, you're going to be able to work in unison and move up and have that collective around you, so you already know who is what, how they work, what are they trying to achieve, how they do things, what their lead time is, all of that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think what you said, the word there, collective, and what's so important about that is that it might be just your network, but it's also people that you're around and people that you speak to regularly. So when you speak to people like that who are in a very similar position to yourself, it just inspires you to keep continuing, because there will be days where it's going to be absolutely shit.
Yes.
It's going to be shit. You know, you're going to have days where you're thinking, what am I doing? Maybe I should have stayed in a sales job or just stayed in this job or whatever. But then when you're speaking to other people who are in a similar boat to you, where they're just trying to chase something, and you see that they're getting some kind of success, I think if you have that natural jealousy in, I don't know, kind of emotion in that, then it's not cut out for you. But if you see someone else winning and you're thinking, that's class, I I seen them go from wherever they were to where they are now. Now I'm thinking I can do the same.
Yeah.
You know, if you think like that, then you have that gene to be able to go and pursue it. Because that's what matters. Because also as well, I'm someone who loves any kind of story. Every single business has a story of how it began and how it became. You know what I mean? Every single person has started from the very beginning and eventually got up. Some people faster than others, but some people way later. So there's all these different stories that you can look at and think. Success will only come if you just keep trying and trying and trying and figuring out what is best for you and seeing other people and learning from what they have done and applying it in your own way. That's how you can get to your own level of success. Exactly. That's what matters the most.
Perfect. And I think
perfect. We're done.
We're done. That's it. Right, guys. No. But like you said, consistency and keep going and just keep on being present. Keep on going through it when it's hard. That is the key, and that's going to move on to my next question quite nicely. How do you deal with? I call it analysis paralysis, but I'm going to expedite for you guys. And for you as well. When you are faced with odds, let's say for example you have a project that you want to do and you're seeing that the project is gonna take 5 weeks and it's gonna cost £500 and you've only got £200 right now, and 5 weeks, I mean, it's quite a long time to kind of work on something on the same time. How do you get over that fear of, all right, I need to start this, even though I know it's going to be hard? I need to start this. Should I start this? When should I start this? How do you gear yourself up for that long haul?
I get you. I think something I've learned in my life though is pressure is actually better, because when I have, let's say, like a very flexible timeline, I'm very lax with it, and I've been like that since school. Like if I had an assignment, I'm not doing the assignment until the week is due or the last day till it's due. So I've learned that.
Not good, guys. So
no, that's not a good thing. It's not a good thing at all. But what I've learned then is to be able to give myself deadlines that throughout the 5-week process or whatever process it is, I'll give myself deadlines to say, okay, yeah, this is the day that I need to start this and do this and this and that. That pressure then will come into me because I know that I need to perform this for a client. And if I want to do this for a client, I'm doing that for my business. I know that the only person who's going to get the return is for me. So I will just break it all down and break down the entire process to what I need, and then just tick them off. You know, like a to-do list.
Yes.
Just for each day, just for whatever days I'm working on it, just focus on those things that I can, and then that's progress. You'll see it. It's part and parcel of every single thing that you do in your life. Just say, if you want to start going to the gym and start benching 60 kg, start with 40. And then build your way up. Exactly. Whereas if you're thinking, I would have to do this like 10 times and whatever, it'll take you forever to get started, because you're thinking of, you're there, but you're not present in the moment of you doing what you need to do in that time. You're thinking of, I need to get this done by Friday or whatever it is.
Exactly.
Whereas if you're focusing, if I just focus on getting the mock-up design across to the client today, then that's all you're going to focus on. If I'm focusing on just the hero section of the website, that's what I'm focusing on today, and then you'll actually create something properly. Yeah,
I know what happened, like without you even noticing. Like you'll get there and you'll do the last thing. You'll be on the third to last thing, and you'll be like, whoa, that's
I actually done that. Nice.
It's almost all done. Like whoa.
And then you're proud of yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas that feeling in school was like, you just had to do it because you wanted to get good grades or whatever.
Yeah,
you just had to get it across. Whereas when you're doing it like this, it's almost like a constant reminder of this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I enjoy doing this. When I sit there, it's like everybody hates to sit down and get to the point of actually working on something, but when you get to the point where it's completed, or like you get a bit of it done and then you look at it, that's when you're like, for me anyways, I look at that and I'm like, yeah, this is why I like doing what I'm doing, because I'm creating. I'm being able to like tell a story from what I'm creating for this person in all these different ways that I've done it throughout the different businesses I've worked with. And to create something custom as well, it's just, I find that more, I don't know what the word is, but I guess just entertaining than just sitting there working in an office and ticking off Excel sheets. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be monotone. Like
monotone.
Same thing over,
Exactly. And you can argue that yes, the process is the same, where you do a mock-up and all this, and provide it to the client. All that stuff is the same, but the fact that you are working on it on yourself or by yourself, and you're seeing it come to fruition.
Yeah.
That's the best part, you know? And for me, it was being able to create. That's why I went into this kind of field as well, because I wanted to be able to create and do something somewhat technical, because I had a technical degree, somewhat technical degree. So I thought, okay, let me try and land in the middle, and I felt like web design was the best for me. And that was 2.5 years ago, which is actually mad to say. But now I'm in a position where, you know, I'm selling websites, and the stuff I learned in sales, I'm doing that to sell the websites. And then the creative part I'm able to do, that's stuff that I'm kind of learning still as well. But there's stuff that you've learned across different jobs, different things that you've done in your life that you can apply to your own business, and then that will get you up to wherever you want to be.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that segues on to my next question, which is how important is it to do that further reading and that further learning in what you love, in what you love. In what you love in your industry.
It's early in the morning.
It is.
It's 1 o'clock.
It's early. It's early. No coffee.
I get what you mean. I think it's definitely essential, but I've been victim of this as well, is getting caught in tutorial hell, is what it's been called. And it's quite a common term within software development and web development, where you just watch a shit ton of different tutorials on how to develop specific things, but you're not building yourself. You're watching a video and you're doing copy paste or whatever. You're following along.
But you're not experimenting.
You're not experimenting, you're not playing with the tools, you're not understanding the difference. So I think further learning, definitely, always try and use different tools to try and build whatever you want to build. Like right now, I'm starting to use Figma a lot more. Figma for designers is fantastic.
Figma?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's literally just like an entire platform where you can create different files or even like boards. People use it for collaboration. You can also use it for design. You can create mock-ups, and you can create logos off of it. You can create animations off of it.
Oh wow!
It's very good. But I always was under the impression that I needed After Effects, or I needed Illustrator, I needed Photoshop, I needed all these different apps that, again, you know, someone who's just working on his own, you got to pay for all these things. Figma is free. There is a pro option to have more tools and whatnot, as they all do, but this is totally free. So like, if you actually want to be able to start designing and creating, you know, that's what I realized I had to do. So and then I make all of my websites on Webflow, but I would create the mock-up on Figma first. But I wasn't that skilled in Figma. I just used to use it quickly to create some shapes together and put it together. All the animations and stuff I would do in Webflow. But now I'm on the opposite, where I create the whole website on Figma with the interactions and the animations and everything, and then I can just bring it over to Webflow. So it's like I can display that as like a video basically to the client to show that this is how your website is going to be. Whereas when I first started, I used to use Figma and I used to just type like a comment saying, oh, the user would click this, and then
I see. Yeah.
But then
a lot more practical.
Exactly. Because I didn't know that Figma was that good. But then I realized that you can actually use Figma for like anything, you know, you can use it for a lot of different things. So then that's when I started to use it like that.
So how long did you play with Figma for, roughly? We're talking what, a week, 2 weeks?
To understand the extra elements that I picked up?
To start to pick
like
up.
A week, yeah.
About
like
a week.
About a week. So it was pretty quick. It's pretty quick. Then. But also that does come from, I said to myself, I'm going to create a fake website. I just created went into ChatGPT, said, make me a fake business. I want to create a website for it. And just gave me like the branding style or whatever. Just brought that over to Figma and then just tried to create a website as if it was for a client. You know, just so I could kind of practice it. And that's just, I think to answer your question then, you should definitely learn, definitely get out there, but don't get stuck on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck on YouTube, you know, like make your own things and try learn. I can listen to this advice myself, you know, honestly, but it really does make the difference.
No, it's good. It's good that you can even recognize that, because that is how you're going to move forward. You know, first you recognize and then you act. You can't act in something you don't know that even exists. You know what I mean? So don't beat yourself up. You know, and anyone in the audience as well. If this is the 7th video or the 19th video that you've seen where the exact same thing's been iterated and you haven't done it yet, don't worry. It's okay.
It's going to come to you.
Yeah, you can do it at any time. You can do it today. You can do it today.
I think we've all ignored that advice. You know, you hear that advice quite regularly, and sometimes you just ignore it because you think, I don't need to play with it. I know it enough. But there is always a bit more that you can learn. And it's just, again, it just comes to sitting down and giving yourself like a free 3 hours or 4 hours to just sit down and just play with it and just see what you can create.
Exactly. Yeah, and to work out all the little niches and kinks and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and going straight to the point about you being a lone wolf, as a lot of us are when you start freelancing. How important is budgeting, and how often do you do it?
Budgeting is definitely very important. Definitely very important. How often I do it though is probably a bit more on the flip side, because again, I'm on my own, and I think like sometimes it can be so busy where I'm just focusing on creating and developing and sending it out to the client, and then that's it. And then I'm just focusing on the next one and then on the next one. But I think in terms of budgeting, if you have a job on the side, then you definitely need to budget, because then if you want to start funneling money into your business as well, that is what is definitely more important, because then you need to understand how much is it actually going to cost for me to run my business, how much business do I need to get in to cover that cost, and what can I do to actually get enough money coming in that I can live my life. That's the hardest part as well, because we're all doing this so that we can live our life. And when it's not coming in so regularly, that's why I wouldn't be budgeting so often, because the business isn't coming in as hot as you probably thought it was going to come in. You know, when you get the two, you're like, oh yeah, because I'm fired now, I'm fired. Yeah. And then next thing you know, it's nothing.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's good to budget, but also as well, just be prepared to not be having as much business all the time. It might not always go correctly for you, but if you did budget from the very beginning and you knew that this is what I need to run my social media, this is what I need to pay someone to be doing this and that, if you weren't alone and you did outsource all those little services to keep your business running while you're not working on it, then budgeting is absolutely essential. Absolutely. But I think if you're maybe a little bit on where I am, where you're just focusing on getting that one client next, it's not so important, because all I need to do is just pay one person to do the lead generation for me, and then he's sending me the emails and I'm just calling the people up. So it's like there's not really too much budgeting required just at the moment. But when things start to kick up, that's when I'm going to have to definitely sit down and just focus on all that again. So
budgeting and stuff. Do you have one trick, if there was one trick that you have learnt when you're trying to amass an amount of money or retain money after you get paid, what one trick would you give to the viewers?
How do you mean retain?
Like to conserve, so that could be spending habits, that can be certain websites you found that kind of you get discounted for buying in bulk, or you get discounted on food, or you have saving tips on energy, or you have saving tips on anything, but only one. I won't let you disclose everything. Only one.
That's difficult, because I wouldn't say at the moment I'm not the biggest saver, because I've been lucky within the last year that I've come from a point where I was saving my money, that I got to a point where I was able to spend the money and enjoy myself. So this year I've done a lot of spending than I have than saving. But if I was to give one trick to be able to retain that, I don't know. I think I would actually just say to invest it and not actually put it into a savings account that you have access to 24/7. Because when you put it into a savings account that you can pull in and out, you're going to be pulling in and out of it all the time. But if you put it into, like, I'm not saying you have to invest in crypto or anything like that, but if you even put it into gold and just put like whatever, let's say you have £1,000, you just put it in there and let it sit there. And then come back in a year and it could grow up. Obviously it could go down as well.
Yes.
But
capital at risk.
If you make it difficult for you to pull it out, then you won't pull it out as often, and then that will actually be there chilling for you, waiting for you to come back. Other than that,
I'm glad you said that, because that was really really good. Seriously,
yeah, you like that one?
Really good,
okay.
That was really, really
I wasn't sure if I was the best person for this advice.
No. Everyone has their own perspective and have seen their own things, and that one's a really good one, because I personally have started doing this actually, which is really cut down on how much I'm saving, because the money's not working. If it's working, it's like 8 pence a year or something like that. And did my research on buying debt, buying equities, assets, precious metals, all the works. You know what I mean? And you're right. Like when you consistently put that little bit over, do your research, do whatever, and track the gains that you will get from it, it all adds up. And the money you put in there is still there.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the 100%. Nicest bit about all of it. Even I would just say, like, for everyone there, that if, let's say you had a bond and you lost 10%, right? At least you lost that 10% knowing what you were putting it in. Like you did your research, you did the process, you know what it looks like, you know what yield means, you know what coupon rate means, you know what all this means. And part of the money is still there. You know, 90% of the money is still there. Okay, it didn't make any money, but you gained knowledge.
Exactly, bro. Exactly what he is saying right there is literally the same premise of any kind of business. If you have to start doing it, and then you start understanding you're gonna have to make a loss eventually. There will be one month that you make a loss. It'll always probably be the first or second month. When you make the loss, you gain knowledge. You understand, okay, this is how I prefer to work, and this is kind of what I was just saying earlier with the social media management or outsourcing specific areas that your clients need. You know yourself then afterwards that if you want to focus on certain things, that it's just better for you to work that way. And then from the next month, then you understand a bit better what would be, or how to improve your business and whatever, you know, like challenges come and then you understand better every single time. And you start from the bottom. You have to be bad at something to get good at it.
Exactly.
So once you're bad at it, you get slowly to the point that you're an expert. That could take you 2 years, it could take you 4. But the whole time you're learning something different and you get to understand. It could be in investing, it could be within starting your business, it could be in anything. Even just painting, you know, or learning a language. It's all the same. It all has the same, like, I guess it's a formula that you start at the bottom and it'll take you a while to get to the point. But when you get to the point where you are pretty good at it, people will tell you you're pretty good at it. Do you know what I mean? And then you have that affirmation that you actually are good at it. You might be already confident because you know that you came from somewhere that you're bad. Do you know? So it's like it's a repeated pattern that you see everywhere in every single skill, every single sport, every single business. It's the exact same.
Exactly. And you know what? I want to go into the fact that you're in an industry where AI is exploding, but you are not like, just by the way you've been talking, you are not actually phased by its presence in your industry. You know, and it's very prevalent. It's very, you know, people are saying it's very tailored, and it's getting, obviously with everything, it's technology, it's getting better and better and better. But how do you use that to just complement what you do? Why is it not really a fear?
I think it's not a fear because the main selling point of our business is that it's not AI-driven websites. It's not templates. We're creating straight from scratch, and that's what's more important. But how I would complement it is literally probably with ideation. I think that's what
ideation. I've never heard that word before.
Really? I don't know if that is a word.
No, go on.
It should be a word.
What?
But
we're putting it out there. Add to dictionary.
But it's added now. But yeah, just from the start, if I'm a bit lost of where to begin with the project, I would just see. I would also I use ChatGPT for that, but I'd also just look up like different websites within that industry to see, like, get a feel of what they're looking for. I also ask the client as well if they have a specific website that they've seen that they like, and another website within their industry that they've seen that they like. So like 2 separate ones. Do you know what I mean? One could be like more creative because it's not related to the industry, and one could just be very like
gold standards.
Yeah, exactly. Because they like how the information is displayed. So I'll try and put that together. But if I'm very stuck in where I want to take their design, then I would just ask ChatGPT to give me like a small framework so I can begin. And then that's how you, like, I think with anyone who creates as well, that, you know, you start and then you can kind of start building other things. You don't have the full picture straight away.
No, absolutely. Well, some people somehow can do it, but I know myself. When I started this, didn't know what it looked like at all. Didn't know what it sounded like. Didn't know nothing. Didn't even know how to put it up there. Like I wanted to do a podcast on YouTube. I have no idea how to upload a video on YouTube, but I want it there.
Well, you learned it.
You know what I mean? Exactly.
You learned it.
Exactly. And it's like what you said. When you go out to create something, only by tinkering with it does then you can actually put the pieces together. And I wish I knew that advice a year ago, because I was so afraid to tinker.
Which is mad, but like, you're still young though, you know? Like, I think the age that you've learned that at is probably the age that most people do learn that. And also if it's after that, then that's totally fine. But it's the same with every single job that you have done in the past.
Exactly.
When you first start the job, you don't know what's going on. When you do the job for a week, you understand it better. After a month, it's just like muscle memory then, you know? It's the same with everything, so.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I want to move on to a question that is very important. How do you reward yourself, and what's the most effective way to do that?
I think most effective way is
For you, because everyone is different and,
everyone is different, but I think most effective way is to do genuinely what actually does just make you happy. And that can be something as simple as playing PlayStation or just throwing up a movie and just chilling out. Like, it doesn't have to be traveling the world or anything like that. I love to travel, and I would say that how I'd like to treat myself would definitely be hopping on a plane and going somewhere and experiencing a culture and spending a few days there. But on top of that, you're not going to be able to fly every single day either, you know what I mean?
Unless you're very lucky.
Unless you're very lucky. So yeah, I would say like on those days where I'm thinking, I feel like I've worked hard, I feel like I've actually done it, I'd probably just either go out with some friends, just go out drinking basically, or just chill at home. Turn up the TV and that's it. Just chill out, and then the next day just go back at it. You know what I mean? I think it's important to have those days where you actually set yourself to do either not much or nothing at all, because otherwise then you'll actually burn out. And that burnout has been something that I've really kept far away from myself for a long time now, because I was burned out when I used to work in sales. I used to work like 8 to like 6 o'clock, and I would be home at like 7:30, and it was just like, bro, I didn't have a life, and I was coming into work and I hated it every single day. So when I was pursuing this, I understand that you should grind, and there is times where like you need to get the finger out and actually get the work done, but there is also times where like your energy won't be as high, and if you only progress a little bit that day, that's still just as good as progressing nothing, So don't always hold yourself to such high expectations. If you can only give a small amount of output in a day, that's fine. Turn it off, relax, come back tomorrow, and then you're back in business. Do you know what I mean? Just like that. So that would be my answer.
I know for me, sleep is absolutely, I don't know what it is, but if I cannot predict how well sleep actually will help me until I have the sleep. You know what I mean? I'll be like, I'm just gonna have a nap, and I wake up and I'll be like, like I'm ready. Like I wasn't ready before, but now I'm ready.
What, like you're napping in the middle of the day?
Yeah. 6 p.m. 1 3-hour nap. Wake up and it's 9 o'clock. But I'm like, let's go.
Damn, okay, that wouldn't be for me, but that's good that at least you've learned that though,
Actually, and what you said about rewarding yourself and doing actually what makes you happy, which is absolutely perfect. I cannot tell you how many times that I teach people how to start their own companies, but in my downtime, I couldn't sit there and watch that specifically when I'm trying to kind of slow down, because it will make my brain just start getting back up, and I'm not enjoying the meal. I even start choking on rice. You know what I mean? Like, and rice is going everywhere. And and you're right. Doing what you love in your downtime is absolutely important. And what kind of time frame would that look like? Twice a week? Once a week? Does it depend on how many hours you've done? Does it depend on what you've done? How would you kind of space that out?
I think I'm someone who's more based off of like how I feel, because there's days where I could have like a couple of days off, so I'd have like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where I'm not working in Hard Rock.
Right.
So then I go just like hard on whatever I need to do for the next like 2 days, and then the one day that I have off then on the Thursday, just keep it chill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of wake up, go gym, and just like eat well that day, and then that's about it. I wouldn't like stress myself too much, or maybe on a day I'm playing football. I think that's what I kind of do. I have like periods within a day that I know I'm gonna kind of chill out a little bit, or I'm gonna go to the gym, because I enjoy, these are things that I truly enjoy. Like I enjoy going to the gym, I enjoy playing football. So when those days are on, I'm like, okay, let me bang out all this work, and then when I go to football, that's it then. That'll be in the evening, come home, then I'll just shower and chill out. That's like how I would treat myself. I'd know that I have something like a time of chilling or a time of not working coming up, so I'd work hard to the point that I just go and then that's it, done. Do you know what I mean? And then the next day is just repeat. I wouldn't necessarily have like full days off. I don't like to give myself those, because it's just you enter a trap.
You don't want to go back to work.
Of your own head then, do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, what am I doing? Like, fuck, I'm so behind and everything. Whereas, I think that's, for me, I found that is the best way. And I learned that one from my brother, actually. He was the one who told me that the best way to do it is, give yourself like a couple of hours of work and then like an hour of chilling and then go back to work then.
Shout out to Hasan's brother.
Shout out my brother, bro.
Shout him out. Shout him out. Well,
best guy, man. He's taught me a lot, so I'm just passing his knowledge.
When it comes to your business and the face of the business, are you the kind of figurehead for it, or do you let the work be the figurehead for it? If you know what I mean.
Totally hear. Let the work, because it's not my personal brand. It's my business. I don't want what I do in my day to day to be. I represent my business through and through, 100%. But I don't want people to. I don't want to be plastering my face over the business.
Right.
Because the work is more important than my face, because I'm creating and I'm providing a service and I'm providing solutions for businesses. So those solutions matter more than what I look like.
Yeah.
So I think 100% the work.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because I know a lot of people out there will be thinking about, should they be getting out there on the floor, boots on the ground more, or should they be getting their work out there, boots on the ground, portfolio, exhibitions, stalls, that kind of stuff. I know every business is different, and I know a lot of people are very technically inclined, so that would be good.
Well, I think if you're going to exhibitions and stuff, then you obviously, that's what I mean, like represent your business, but you don't have to be plastered over it.
Yeah.
I think there's a slight difference, because I think if you're just kind of putting your face over it and then you're like tagging your own Instagram as well, it's like you're making people try and you're selling like your lifestyle as well.
Yeah, rather than what
your lifestyle is like being this person and part of this business. So I've seen a lot of people who are like traders and stuff like that, but their personal profile is also their business.
Yeah.
And that's fine, but your personal profile is you driving a Bugatti and you sitting by a pool and doing all this stuff, and that's fine. But for that to correlate to your business, I wouldn't buy from that personally. And that's what I think. I think like when I see someone sharing their lifestyle and then tagging that as their business as well, it's like you're trying to say, look, I've got so much money because of this business. Whereas like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I've got some nice money from it, but I'm not flexing in that way, I'm flexing with the work. It's like, this is what you can get from my business. No, you could get living by a pool or whatever, but the main goal is the fact that you can get a nice looking website for your business that actually works for you.
Yeah.
That's what's more important, It depends on what you're trying to sell, I guess,
Makes sense. Yeah, perfect. And when it comes to that display, is there a minimum? Is there a maximum? Is there too much? Is there too little?
Of your face, like?
Not of the face, of the work. So for example, like let's say you've got your Instagram, let's say, and you've only got 2 websites on display of what you've done, bespoke. Is that enough? Is it not enough? That's what I'm kind of getting at. Yeah.
I think variety is always a good thing, because if you're just sharing 1 all the time or 2 all the time, it'll look like those are your only 2. And they could be your only 2, and that's fine. If they are your only 2, push them. Push them, because also as well, Instagram, maybe we'll let that pass.
Yeah.
Would it pick it up?
It will, of course, but it's fine. It comes with the territory of being authentic. This is authenticity. This is
right
it. The AI can only fake police sirens, but we can. That's actually happening.
What was I saying?
If you've got the only 2, then that's okay. Push.
Yeah, if you've got the only 2, just keep pushing them, because I think the perfect. Yeah, you've been listening more than me. I think it was Russ, the artist, the rapper from America.
Russ Millions?
Yeah, no, not Russ Millions, the one from America. He said that there's a thing called like recency bias with his music, that he's noticed that, because he's been in the game for like 10, 15 years, probably more. But he's had people reach out to him now when he posts a video of his old song, saying, oh, I just heard your song and I really like it, blah, blah, blah. And he realized that keep pushing your work, because someone else might see it. Yeah, someone who's seen it before when you first released it, they might see it again, but there's more chances someone else, especially with Instagram and all the algorithms now, there's someone who hasn't seen your work see it again.
Yeah.
For the second time you posted it. So basically what he's saying is like, just keep posting it, because you don't know who's going to be the next person to find it. So like, again, within reason. I think if you keep pushing the one thing all the time and it's the only thing on your whole profile, then it's a bit like, what's going on here? Is there some, people might be a little bit skeptical.
Yeah.
But if you only have 2 for the time being, then I think that's totally fine. And then that's why I would totally recommend create something that's fake. If you don't have any business, make business. Do you know what I mean? And just create something that's fake and throw it up.
Yeah.
And what matters more is that there's work there for people to see. It doesn't necessarily have to be a total...
When he means fake, he doesn't mean like...
I mean like a mock-up.
He's not actually gonna, he's not actually gonna do something that he can't do. He can do it, but it's like, it's not necessarily a client behind it. It's not necessarily something
exactly.
behind
It's not like an up and running business, but it's like an idea of a business in that industry. So then you can use that as an example.
Exactly, but he's not a fake. I mean, we don't think frauds.
Fraud, no fraud here, no F.
No frauds, no F, no F. That was 7 years ago. We missed that, bro. We missed that one. We could have got rich off. No, we couldn't.
No, you couldn't. Jail time.
No.
Hella jail time.
Yeah, no bank accounts. No one does anything with me. Speaking of bank accounts.
Okay, yes.
Do you think there's an advantage of having multiple bank accounts and segmenting them to hold different funds with different purposes?
Like, as an individual, as a business? As an individual, yes. But as a business, I don't really see the necessity unless you have different departments.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. So you wouldn't like make one for tax, make one for expense?
I would.
Okay, I see.
So I thought you meant like a budget in a way for the business, you know what I mean?
I see. No, not the budget, not just for budget wise, just for the actual funds is.
Well, I'm lucky. I use counting up, and it gives you like a tax.
I used counting up before. I did.
Did you still use it or no?
No.
Oh, why? Was it bad?
So wait, what happened is
I'm like, yo.
Yeah, I know. So what happened is that the bank stopped talking to my Gmail, and I don't think it was captured because I had a business Gmail before. I don't think it was Counting Up's fault. I think it was the business Gmail's fault because Counting Up was okay. I could make invoices, had a card, all of that kind of stuff. Connect it with Stripe, the works.
Easy,
Exactly. But when they stopped talking, the bank then was like, okay, we can't get in contact with your point of verification. Basically, we're going to refund. We're going to give you all your money that you put in there, but we're going to shut down your account.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was crippled. I was debilitated for like 4 months.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was.
Damn, bro.
And now with HSBC, but you know what I mean.
Big up
HSBC business. You know what I mean. But but no. It's good. Don't worry about it. It's good. We're not standing. Don't use Google or use Gmail for your business.
No.
Good. Don't use that. That I will say. I mean, that's me personally. But if you're in a business and your email for whatever reason can just stop working. You
wouldn't expect that from Gmail either.
Neither would I. But I always tell my clients, who are you doing the email with? Do it with Outlook. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Outlook is just
do it
perfect.
with Outlook. Every business and their grand.
I've just preferred it as well. I just prefer, like, I have a personal Gmail, so it's like I just prefer to have that on a different system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the layouts beautiful.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? It's just segmentation. What email is which, RSVCP,
easy, bro.
Projects, like everything, you know, keep them perfect records.
Yeah. For me, like Gmail is for your phone. Outlook is for the laptop.
It's quick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know?
Outlook on the phone looks so weird.
Yeah, it doesn't feel right.
I went through it and I was like, I'm not reading this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because I was on the train like an hour long and I was like, I could go through my inbox. And I started looking at it and it was like reading the Bible.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with reading the Bible, but it's like, you know, the King James, the really small writing.
Yeah, I get
and
you.
like, I can't even focus and I'm getting motion sickness at the same time. It was
I think you can just change that in settings though.
Probably. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, honestly. And my phone is on its way out. It is scratched.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, it looks like a cat.
I hear you. I need to get a new laptop. I've been running my laptop from 2017.
Oh man, how important would you say it is for working capital, like investing in working capital?
100%, because I'm really feeling it now that since my laptop is a bit older, with the websites that I'm trying to make, it's been a little bit limiting here and there because my laptop's just a bit slow, bro. In fact, it's literally that. Like, it's kind of bothering me now as well. So that's going to be my next purchase. So I need to get a new laptop. But
I had
It's gotten me to where I am now, though.
With the Ethernet cable.
What?
I didn't have I didn't have an Ethernet cable and my internet connection.
Oh, so you couldn't connect?
No, my uploading was just like, it was like 6 hours or something like that for a thing, and I promised someone on the same day, and I'm just there like stressing out over the So when I bought it, it was like revolutionary. So I completely
No, it's definitely important. It's definitely important. I think especially if you're a business that has like a lot of entities to deal with, like let's say you have products that need to be shipped and delivered and whatnot, then like working capital is 100% something that you need to consider to make yourself work better as well, you know?
If you were to, out of the disposable income you get, how much of it as a percentage would you invest in working capital? It's a figure on your choosing.
I don't know about percentage, but I'd probably say like I put like 100 aside a month at least. Or not a month, because we get paid every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks.
This is 100 out of what? 800 out of
like
1,000? 1,000. So about 10%.
Yeah, 10%.
Okay.
10%. But that, like I'm fortunate to be able to do that. Not everyone is fortunate.
No, absolutely, yeah.
You know, like not everyone gets paid
between
certain
rent,
amounts.
Council tax, and
like because rent is hella, bro, hella.
In London, so. we're in London, guys. By the way, in case you didn't realise, where rent is economically high.
Killer.
For one room.
Killer. I'm lying to myself while I live here, but we're here, bro. We're here. But I'm fortunate, like, but I think that's kind of just like a perception as well, that I feel like I am fortunate to be able to put money away. I wish I could put so much more away. I wish I had more money coming in that I could put even more into the business, that I wouldn't have to work as much. But it's a cycle that you have to kind of go through. But I'm happy with where I am right now. I'm happy with where I've come from, because I've come from a point where I didn't even have a business or anything like that. I just knew I wanted to do my own business, and now I am here 2 years later, and now we're having a whole conversation about it.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
It's cool.
So like,
it's cool for great. It's a focal point.
It is. So like, you don't know where you're going to be in 2 years now again. So I'm grateful to be where I'm at, and now I've learned. Now I need to get a new laptop. I need to get this. I need to get that. So now that's the next goal. Do you know what I mean? So when I first started, that wasn't the goal at all. It was just get started. It was. I probably should get a new laptop, but I didn't, because I was like, fuck it. I need to work with what I have, and that's all I have right now. So let me work it, and it's got me to where I am, which is good.
Yeah, and where you are,
which is very good. Yeah. Like, alhamdulillah, bro. Like, it comes from perseverance. I don't think I'm like a hugely like determined and motivated all the time type of person either, because we all have highs and lows. But what I've done is just stayed at it. Just stayed.
The consistency, what we talked about before. You just lived in the present.
Exactly.
And not worried about where you need to be, just what you have to do now.
You've learned the goal of what you want to be, and for me that was like to live a life of freedom and be my own boss, and to be able to, if I want to go on holiday, I can just go on holiday. I'm still not at that point, but I'm close.
Working towards it, yeah.
I feel like I'm closer than I was 2 years ago. So like, with that, you give yourself the ultimate goal, and then you'll slowly get there eventually. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You focus on the day in and day out, because you know that that's what the main goal is. So the daily goals are different to what the main goal is then, do you know?
Exactly. And we've had a few conversations, especially when we were working on this one. How important is it to have faith when doing your business? And this can be faith in a higher power, this can be faith in something other than yourself, this can be faith in what your business is going to bring to the world. But how important is it to have that element of faith?
Absolutely important. I think it doesn't even need to be within a higher entity. For me it is, and I think for you it's the same as well, that you do believe in that. Because what it is that having faith means that you keep pushing on, that if something doesn't come for you, you instantly think, that wasn't for me, fuck it, I'm on to the next one. And then when that one thing does come for you, that does feel like it is so right for you, you feel like you've been rewarded then. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Where some people feel like, oh, I deserve that. And then when they don't get it, they get all pissed off. Whereas there's more of like a gratitude element of that. And I kind of just touched on it.
Full. Yeah,
exactly. And I kind of touched on it a little bit, that like I'm very happy to be with, I'm very blessed to be in a position right now. But it's not the position I want or the best position ever. But I'm still happy because I know that I came from a spot that I'd seen that it's possible for me to get to wherever I want to be, and I believe that I could be there. And once you believe that you can be there, it's a fact, bro. Yeah. Everyone always says it. It doesn't matter whether you believe in God or not. If you believe in something, it will happen for you in one way or another.
Yeah. It will come.
You know?
It will
Exactly.
come. It's in the same, the opposite way round. Where like, if you're looking for trouble, you'll find it. You know what I mean? But if you're looking for success, you're also going to find it. Because you're out there looking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It will come to you. Things will work towards you. People will approach you. You know, I shout out to Lamar Tyler, because I think that's the one you saw when I was doing my interviews in the Business Expo. So I was, you know, going at my interviews, doing it like video, this one, that one, and he actually approached me, asking me to do an interview with him when he came to the USA. And I was very thankful, like, for me to be able to do that, and with Dr. Erica as well. But that only came because I kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, and then the success came and found me. And you know, that video for me is like, everything else is very is extra. Like the fact that that actually happened, I can tell my kids about that. You know what I mean?
That's
it's those kind of. Yeah, there's no price tag on that. I couldn't put a price on it. I couldn't put a price on it.
100%, and it does come from your hard work. Do you know what I mean? If you weren't putting in those small hours here and there and here and there and here and there, you wouldn't have gotten to that point. You know, it's all just an accumulation of doing these little things that will eventually lead to that big thing. They say to become an overnight success, it takes 10 years of hard work. You know, because you do so much shit that eventually when you're in that position where, like, whatever you're trying to do.
And as soon as the spark comes, you can nurture the fire into just
exactly, bro. Exactly.
You've got all the wood, everything, you know about the world doing everything. You've got 7 guys ready. Like, everyone's ready for just that little sliver of. There you go. There's the opportunity. Boom. There
and then you were there at the right time.
Exactly.
It just happened to be. And there was a book I read before. I can't remember the name of it, but it was talking about being born at the right time and how, like, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, why they were so good at, like, creating those businesses that they created was because of the time they were born in. That the computer was just made then, or just kind of made public. And Bill Gates so luckily had like a backdoor key, or he had a key to be able to access a computer in a university. I think it was in MIT.
Oh wow.
So he just, like, he figured out a glitch, because you used to have to pay like 10 cents or something like that to use it every hour. But he figured out a glitch that he could take the coin out and then it just keep running and running. So he was able to use the computer for prolonged amounts of time, that he got to a point that he was an absolute whiz at it. But that just happened because he figured that out and he was there. And he was born at that time.
We all have our blessings. You know what I mean? I think you've coined it. You've coined it perfectly. That we all have our blessings. When we come on this planet, there are things that we're good at. There's things that we're not good at straight away. There's resources that we have. You know, from whether what family we come from, what country we've come from. There's resources that we don't have. You know, if I give for an example, being in London for so long, I have access to technology. What I don't have access to is like raw materials, for example. While my peers, let's say in Jamaica, they will have access to those best raw materials and quality ever, but not the technology. You know what I mean? And once you can really utilize what you have around you, then the world is your oyster, no matter what is going on. You know what I mean? So it's perfect. Like, I know you've got your blessing, your tech, or you got a tech degree. So like you're tech orientated. I know a lot of people wouldn't even know where to begin with a website or anything like that. Make it bespoke, make certain colors, make certain fonts, make a video inbox inside. And even me, I could do it, but for me it would take like 2 years to make my website. It would have taken me 2 years, and I had to outsource it, and I had to get someone to do it for me. You know what I mean? Because that just wasn't the thing that I had in my arsenal. I knew what I wanted it. I knew enough about it, but to build it from scratch, absolutely not. And you've just gone ahead and used your tool, as all of you should, because you all have gifts out there that you can utilize, and you're not utilizing them, so you need to get out there and start utilizing them.
100%. And we touched on it already with how I said just using the laptop that I had. You know, I could have waited to save, and then again you're waiting for the moment. You can't wait for the moment all the time. You just have to do it, and then the moment will come to you. Exactly what will happen to you as well. So, literally.
Hasan, last question. In the next 6 months, because 6 months is a long time for gentlemen like you and me that are always on the next thing. Yes, that's how you know it's not AI, because that came in at the worst time. That should be a selling point there. Do you know what I mean? That should be a real selling point, because you're running
But if a conversation like this is AI, we're locked up, bro.
Oh yeah. That's just. I want to bite through this now. That no. You know what I mean?
Have an extra arm coming out here, like
in editing, yeah. But in 6 months, where do you want to see your business? In terms of what impact would you have liked to have put out there in the world in 6 months, let's say? It could be anything from as vague as I want to help 2 people with, that straight ethics you were talking about. I want to help 2 more businesses. I want to help 3 more businesses. I want to be able to learn how to do this on a website. Want to learn how to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think, you touched it there on what I would like to do with a website. I'd like to be able to start creating some more 3D websites.
3D websites.
That's where I feel like I'm being just slightly limited, just because limited.
What does a 3D website look like in comparison to a 2D one?
It's more of an experience. So when you're scrolling, it's like, let's say you have a product on the screen, it can rotate on the screen, and it is also like you can create some very simple 3D mechanics on a website and your interactions where you can just like click and drag it and then it will be able to move and whatnot. But I'd like to be able to create some kind of, because another point of the websites is that they're experiences. You know, it's your digital storefront. It shouldn't just be like a plain white room. It should be like something that, you know, you go in and you have an experience in there. The way like Dishoom is an Indian experience. Hard Rock is an American experience. You know, it's like it's like an entire vibe of the place, right? So when you go into the website, it's like there's things that happen on the screen that will move across, and it's kind of like navigating through a menu than just being on a website. Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're kind of flicking.
You've literally done everything you can just before getting it.
Yeah.
Like let's say, for example, you helped someone that was growing honey ethically, and you get their jar. Let's say Renuka honey, for example, you have their jar, and you'd like to be able to do a website which like you can rotate the jar, you can like click on the lid, it comes off, it shows you the honey,
stuff like that.
And it's got
stuff
the
like
points
that
of how they're doing it and
where they source it from, and just
and it just
like
shows
that
you
type
the whole
of interaction.
experience.
And I'm getting slowly like closer to that point, but where I'm being limited is just the laptop. I need to get a new laptop. I need to get like a higher, just a more newer one, basically.
I would recommend I have a Idea Pad 15. It cost me like £900. Best £900 I've ever spent.
Nice.
It's absolutely.
I'll have a look.
Perfect.
Yeah?
It's really good. It's really, really good. Not gaming laptop, obviously, but that's not what it's for. You know what I mean? But dynamic tools, Bluetooth, up to date, nice and smooth, compatible with a lot of places, VPNs, everything is really nice. It's really cool. Yeah, it's really cool. Shout out to Linux. Thank you very much.
Big up Linux.
Big up Linux. Big up Linux. Hasan.
Sweet.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
Very nice
guys,
being here.
Please tune in, check out Hasan's page. It's going to be, everything's going to be in the description of everything. He'll be a collaborator also on Instagram for his business page, so please do check that out. Show love. If you need a website, if you need to get yourself out there and exposed in the digital storefront, there's your man.
I'm the guy. Peace and love.
Peace and love.